Hey guys, welcome back. It's Kate with Kate's Regretless Life. Let's go ahead and jump on in and see what we've got. See where the energy is for signs and symbols of the day. We have got the Mayor of Earth and the Two of Earth. Okay, so we're starting out with a lot of Earth energy. So possibly Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. But this is essentially the King of Pentacles, who is indecisive about being indecisive. He's not sure if he can give to something. He's not sure if he's ready to give to something. And he's not sure about not being sure. Is this the right time? Is everything in perfect alignment? Should I do this? He does not have a clear vision from what I can tell, just because of the orientation of those cards. We've got philosophy and we've got the waxing moon. Okay. This feels like someone is very much into multiple forms of philosophy. First off, they could be looking at ancient Greek philosophy. They could also be turning to Chinese philosophy, but they are perhaps right now, and I hate to say this because I mean it's great to be a deep thinker, but you know, sometimes our thoughts can, there is such a thing as overthinking things, to where we can find either a circular logic, or we can try to apply things that don't necessarily fit, even though they are great thoughts. Still, each situation has to be, puzzled through in its own unique elements. And I just feel like whatever this character is trying to decide on, he might be looking in the wrong place. And what I mean is, he might be looking for a philosophical answer when maybe it's his heart that he needs to consult. Sometimes our mind is not going to have all the answers because our instinct or our heart has to talk instead for us. We have the Five of Earth. This is definitely about something that he feels devastated about. He feels lost, or kind of like a lonely individual. He may be somewhere in a big city, and even with, there's a great song by Michael Franti. Oh gosh, I think it's called Stay Human. And in it, he says something about to be surrounded by a million other people, but still feeling low, like a lizard or something like that. I can't quote the lyrics exactly, but it's just about how we can be around so many people but still feel lonely sometimes, and how everybody feels that way, and we really kind of need to look out for each other a little bit better. But that it feels like he could be surrounded by tons of people. This is my New York City card. He may be in New York, he may be surrounded by throngs of people, yet he's still kind of wandering alone. He's feeling like an outsider somehow. Venus, so this is love, right? He is yearning for love, but at the same time questioning either the validity of love, or questioning whether or not this particular feminine loves him, or whether he should pursue love. His eyes are glowing here, by the way. Somebody could have some symbols of the day, could be a pocket full of like change, like all sorts of different denominations. I know those are planets, but I keep drawing my eye to it again and again, and I feel like somebody's got, like a penny, a nickel, a dime, a quarter, or whatever denomination from, whatever culture someone might be from. But we've got the Courier of Fire. There is this energy where he's trying to figure out, do I do this? Do I, in this case, send her something, travel to see her? Do I do it? Yes, of course. What are you thinking? Sorry, I'm giving my 2 cents. Should I travel to her? Should I reach out to her? Again, with this whole librarian thing, he keeps looking for answers in books. He keeps looking for philosophical support. He keeps saying, I don't know what to do. Do I travel toward her? He may go speak to a mother figure or some learned individual. I don't know why this is such a huge production for something as simple as only his heart knows if he's drawn to her, and we know that he is. And we know that his heart says, I want to go toward her, but his brain keeps saying, I don't know if this is a good idea. And I just don't get, what is your single biggest hang up? we can see he's just really going through the over thought processes. Okay, we have Libra energy with that, the Libra scales here, and we've got air energy as a whole. So this is the Justice card. There is something here about, again, his thoughts, but then something that he says would be unfair. Again, we got New York City behind him. Is it like he feels like it would be unfair because he lives at a great distance? There would always be travel. There would always be, problems with this. And it's like, why try to start something with someone when I wouldn't be around very much? The one thing I would say about that is life changes. Sometimes we don't know what is possible until we are faced with, the way life changes, or the way sometimes we don't even realize how we want to change until we find ourselves following a path that we didn't expect. Let me ask this. You want so badly to go toward her, but these cards keep saying she's at a distance. She's not in this big old New York City with him. So do I travel to go see her, knowing full well I'm going to go back home to my city? Here's the city again. So it's almost like I don't know that I could offer her much of anything. Not really, but I do feel love for her, and I want to go toward her. Soldier of Earth is kind of at this tilted angle. Gosh. Somebody's being pig-headed, yeah? Somebody could be eating pork, or they have a pet pig. Maybe this is somebody who has a farm. Maybe they want to have a farm someday, but maybe they're not ready for it now. They're living in a big city. There's something here about her being at a distance and them thinking maybe one day I could offer more. Maybe one day I'd be ready for a different life, but I don't know when that's going to be. I live far away. Enslavement. Oh, so they could be trapped in like a career path, a job. They may have to keep living in a place, and they're like, basically, if I did travel out to see her, to talk to her, it might be something where I can't stay, and it'd be a long time before I could genuinely move toward her. But again, I don't understand why, if there's someone that you love and you want to go see them, it's almost like he's only thinking of this from one lens, which is the lens of here's all these obstacles, but he's not like giving her any chance to decide what she likes, what she wants, or what she would prefer. He's kind of, look, any relationship is going to be requiring two people to have their opinions, their thoughts, their wants, their dreams. He may have some like non-negotiable ways, that his life is set up right now, with that enslavement card especially, and the Soldier of Earth. But her life may be much more flexible, for example. If he's still saying, I just don't know how I could ever make something work, even if I do come toward her, he hasn't factored in, well, she has her own opinions about stuff. She may have other ideas about how things could work, or maybe she flat out won't be interested, or maybe she'll be very interested, and maybe she has the capacity to travel more. So don't make decisions for the other person, but rather make a decision for you. And the only way he can make a decision for himself, I think, is to stop with all of this overanalyzing. This says she is somebody he's got to go stand in front of. She is, when Venus starts calling, you gotta go. That's the heart space. Taurus energy. Yeah, but he's already thinking, yeah, but if I go and I see her, I may not want to leave, or she may not want me to leave. What would you rather? You show up and she goes, yeah, that's okay. When are you leaving? I don't really need you here. How about you pack up and get out of here? Like, it just kind of feels weird that he's consistently trying to find a way to get all up in his head about whether or not he should do something that he really wants to do. And then he's finding all these reasons. We have Artisan in the reverse. It's almost like he's afraid he would want to stay, or he would lose his interest, or his, the push or the drive to go back to the big old city and do what he supposedly has to do. This has something to do with what he's driven to do for money, but he feels like he's got to go there and he's got to do this stuff and he has these contracts. But also he could be like, what he does could be artistic, and it's like, if I go out and I see her, either I may not want to leave or she's not going to want to let me leave. But then also it could be that he may lose interest in some of the stuff that he's doing if he comes out to see her. Almost like he's afraid, if I see her, I may not be able to peel myself back away. Let me get one more on that Taurus card. She could, of course, be a Taurus, doesn't have to be. Rhetoric. Oh man, I don't know. This to me feels like he's either had somebody say something about like, oh, if you fall for somebody, they have the, that woman will just wrap you around her little finger, and then, of course, she'll control you, and, you'll give up something that you've planned for yourself. I don't know, it just feels like stupid, like, oh, the all ball and chain. Boy, it's like somebody gave him really bad and very cliched, stupid advice that, only he knows what to do, obviously. But it feels like he's spending an awful lot of time trying to talk himself out of listening to his heart. And I only worry that he's going to cheat himself out of something that his heart needs to explore, because he's constantly trying to ask for advice, look to books, read up on why he shouldn't do this, figure out all the problems. But then we keep seeing him planning on doing this, like, but I gotta go see her. But oh, it wouldn't be right. It'll be terrible because I don't have anything to offer her. But then probably she'll fall in love with me and want me to stay. Number one, who's to say she's going to feel that way? And my friends are warning me she'll probably wrap me around her fingers, and then maybe deep down I'd want to stay, and then that could impact my artistic vision or whatever my work is, because maybe I'd want to be with her instead. It feels like they're kind of in love with her and they're trying to fight it. That's what I would summarize this as. We have the Faith card sideways. There is some element, she may have a dog, a corgi or something, but there is some element where I honestly think she's only been a character who's been really loving, really quite soft, someone who might be very supportive, someone who maybe has a belief that, you don't cling to anybody, you let them do what they need to do. Because if you got to hold on to somebody or hog tie them or put them in a headlock to get them to stay with you, she's not the kind to do that. That's not what she's going to wind up doing to them. She probably wouldn't lower herself to do that to anybody. So their opinion of, like, oh gosh, what if she tries to hold on tight to me? I don't think they could be more wrong about her, especially if it turns out that she really loves them also. She may simply know that, two people would have to be on the same page for all the right reasons. Otherwise, I don't know that she would want this at all. The Magician. It's so crazy because really this would still boil down to them. See, I think if they go see her, they're going to be the ones that are so hooked that they're the ones who are going to be trying to manifest, how can I stay with her? I need this person in my life. I want to be with her. It already feels like he's in love with her. But he's the one who wants to change his life to be with her. I think this is so crazy because I actually think whatever he's afraid of, like, oh God, what if I go out and see her, then she doesn't want me to leave, then I wind up, like getting pulled off my path. I think that's all BS. I think this storyline says the truth of it is he desperately needs a change. He needs a change of environment. He needs a change of location. He needs something more in his life. He's clamoring for it. He's starved for it. And I think if he's going to get like the next burst of either creative ideas, it's going to be because of her. It's going to be because he goes and he's around her energy. I don't know if she's going to become like his muse or what, but we have like a whole new era of his life about to begin. But it's a thing he's fighting and trying to convince himself, I shouldn't go out to see her, because what could happen if I do that? What could happen if he does that is his whole life changes in the best of ways, because this is what he's needed. is a change of scenery, a change of lifestyle, and a new reason to like create. He seems so unhappy. He seems so incredibly lonely and unhappy. But I think he's just worried that if he, pursues romance, especially when he's in this unhappy state, I think he doesn't have a really positive thought process right now, because it's like, I might bring, my energy into her world, and maybe I'll bring her down, or maybe I'll, disappoint her, or maybe she'll attach herself to me and demand stuff of me the way other people claim that would happen. The truth is, he's the one going to get attached to her, and the truth is, I think this is the energy that he needs to be more inspired, to have something else in his life. Maybe it's just been too long since he's actually had somebody love him, somebody care about him, and it's been too long since he's had someone that he loved and cared about. Humans need relationships and we need love, but she's really special. Whoever she is, maybe her name is Venus or something, or maybe there's just something about her that exudes this really loving vibe, but this is a planetary force. This is no small thing. Even here, he knows she's way more important than, this is not some random chick that he's going to randomly date. This is an alignment where he feels drawn to her. He knows that she's important already in the scheme of his life. He feels it. He knows it. He already has emotions for her that run really, really deep. I kind of think she's like his destiny kind of thing on this storyline. But him still trying to convince himself that that's not the case, when I think he's probably never been more starved for a divine counterpart than he is right now. And I think that actually matching his energy to a divine counterpart is going to be the surge of oh my God, I didn't realize how much I needed that, how much I needed a divine counterpart's energy and, encouragement, or, love can give us wings. And good love, the kind that's healthy, that's reciprocating, that's making us feel safer, better, and stronger, that would inspire us and lift us. That wouldn't drag us down. That wouldn't put us in a headlock. The right kind of partner is going to make us feel like we can do more and achieve more, because we would have a partner that matches and amplifies our energy, not drags us down and hog-ties us. And I kind of feel like maybe deep down he does know that, but he won't know it until he's standing in front of her, until he's actually in her presence, I think, and until he actually goes ahead and does the thing that he's fighting tooth and nail right now. 4 of air, yeah, I feel like she's going to be a huge source of healing for him. Whomever she is, there is a profound, she may be his kind of somebody that the angels have sent to him. He needs to heal with her energy. I think this is part of his future, and I think that that's going to be in his best interest in this storyline, to actually follow his heart, because his heart is leading him to healing and fulfillment, and that is where he gets that second wind. That is where his creativity comes back. That is where his whole life changes for the better. I hope that he does whatever is right for him. I will just leave it as that. Maybe he'll choose, no, I don't want to have love. I don't want to go toward Venus. And maybe that'll work out just fine for him too. But in this story, it looks pretty heavily biased toward the best thing he could do would be to go toward her. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. If you guys don't already know this, you can find all of the Zodiac videos for all 13 Zodiacs just by going to the playlist tab. The one exception to that is all of the Cancerian videos from the last several months. I have since moved Cancer over to my other channel, which is called Tarot Dog. So if you're looking for Cancer videos, you'll find those on Tarot Dog, the newest, most recent in the last several months. All right, you guys, thank you. Bye.